Hey there and happy Wednesday. And for those of you that were hoping to catch another glimpse of my cute grands, they just left a little bit ago. So maybe a different day I'll have them both on again. It was just always fun to spend time with them. But now it's time for cards with you guys, and I'm continuing on to find things that are retiring that haven't sold out yet. And so it's probably good that I'm not doing in-person stamp camps this month, because what I would have chosen to work on would be sold out. And then it's kind of sad if you haven't purchased it yet and want to, then I'd feel terrible if it was unavailable. So I'm pulling out the Bunches of Fun stamp set, and that dog has always been just the cutest thing that I see when I look at that stamp set. Hi there, Lisa. Hi, Pam. And it's just fun to have pops of red to make this card really come alive. Let me turn around my card, or my camera here, put down my iPad and show you it in person a little bit better here. Oops, let me get my light out of the way. Oh, you guys, I still forgot to put my April Stamp Camp host code there, but know that it's posted on all the still shots of my cards too for you. So is that dog the cutest or what? I just love it. The ears remind me of Odie, and I grew up a huge fan of Garfield. I love cats. I love lasagna. What more could you ask for, right? Hi, Jeannie. And thanks, Lisa. So these ears remind me of Odie, the dog, and I love how the Stampin' Up! Artist just puts like just lines in there to kind of sketch that out, and the nose and the spots kind of have that, and even a little bit of the tail has just that little bit of sketching with black in there, and I think it does add a lot on there. So it says on the brighter side, you don't need a cone, and then the inside will go feel better soon. I kind of feel like it should be reversed, maybe feel better soon. On the bright side, you don't need a cone, but I kind of liked how this was paired with the image of the cone together on the front side. Hi, Mary. So the stamp set Bunches of Fun can be found in the annual catalog that's retiring on page 41. So you can see that there's a lot of fun designs that they've put together here for us. And I've used the gal here before for you guys with the bananas, and I love just the fun little sentiments that are in there too, which is great. And if it's still available, maybe before it retires, I might make another card using her or something. Hope you feel special. I usually just send a text. I think that's kind of funny too. So just kind of cute for whimsical, and I always find that it's more fun to do things with cute stuff, right? Now the paper, I love this paper. It's got lines of cinnamon cider. Cinnamon cider is retiring. This ribbon's retiring too. I'll talk more about that when I actually use it. But if you think of these pretty plants, the bundle of inks and or not inks, stamps and dies aren't, yes, and Pam, you're going to get a coloring lesson. Hi there, Lisa. Another Lisa joining in. So these papers are retiring. The dies that cut them out are carrying over. The stamps that go with this is carrying over. So this is the Bloom Where You Are Planted Designer Series paper. And if you see the retiring list and say, oh, that looks like the dies and stamps are retiring, it's because the bundle price savings of 10% is going away, but the two dies and stamps, like the two products, are carrying over. But what's fun is on the back side, you know, you've seen me use probably this brick paper before, but what is also found on the back side are all sorts of other great backgrounds. So this is in cinnamon cider too, which I think is a great color for the dog. So we have this pattern in 12 by 12, and then obviously this that I'm using, which I love, and then kind of this gray like slate brick background too. So it's like, oh, jungle theme, or kind of like urban brick wall. So I love this paper. So get the paper before it's gone, because if you look on my Facebook page today, this Inspiring Others page, you'll see my stack of stamps that are retiring and what I have to work with that you can still get. So that's kind of why I brought this one out today. So let me start with just running through, doing a little bit of stamping and running it through. So I'm going to take my cute little dog here from the Bunches of Fun stamp set, and the dog's still cute, even though he has a cone on him. So I'm going to stamp him there like so. And then I'm going to get out my Real Red pad. So dog stamped in that Memento black so that we can use our blends with it. And it's not going to bleed. And now for the sentiment on the brighter side, you don't need a cone. That I'm going to ink up with Real Red and stamp out there to give our sentiment some color. And that's going to be ready to cut out. So I'm just going to set this aside. Now, something else that kind of made me sad, no, it really made me sad that it's retiring, is this set of dies, the Tasteful Labels dies. So today I'm using this one out of that set. This one out of that set, this one twice out of that set, and this one out of that set. So for those of you who go, oh, you know, I like that that set of dies, but how many of the dies would I use? Well, there's 4 of them just with one card, and then you can see that these coordinate so well with the other images too. And there's another one that I just bumped my camera. Oh, here it is. This one, now that I bumped it, it was right near my camera base. This one I almost used on today's card because it frames the dog really well too. But lots of great options for both images of things that you're using and for sentiments too. So let me get my camera angle back over a little bit. I don't even have like grandkids to blame today. It was just me being kind of clumsy. Okay, let me start running these pieces through. Before I do, I kind of want to show you the color combination here, which I think is kind of fun. So like I said, Cinnamon Cider will be retiring soon. And then I love the pop of red that goes along with that Cinnamon Cider. They always kind of pair well. You'd almost think they would clash because, you know, a little bit of rust and some red, but it really works well. So I'm just going to take this and frame that puppy, and then that sentiment too. I'm just going to get that right on top of the sentiment and put that through like so. All right. And that kind of gave me a big pop as I ran it through. But that's kind of good because then you guys know when you guys have noisy machines, that's normal. All right, so the fun stitching on there is great. And even this one doesn't have stitching, but you can see it kind of gives it a beveled edge. And kind of different dies within that bundle do both of those types of things. Okay, and let me scoot that here, and I'm going to use this bigger frame here. And then actually I'm just going to cut down my little piece of red quick so then I can run them both through at the same time for you. Right there, those two. And the red piece really doesn't have any kind of purpose except for just to add a shape and some color. So I thought, well, this almost looks like it could be like a dog bed. There again, it has kind of that beveled edge. And then this red one, we're actually going to need 2 of them. So to spare you time, I cut out a second one, but that one ahead of time, but that one has the beveled edge too. So I think we have everything we need to be able to kind of start assembling almost. Let's see, we've got all those pieces. Yes, so let me start by coloring with the dog. And since my friend Pam, oh, Pam just jumped on, a different Pam, but the one that was on first loves to see how I color things. So I'm going to get this right front and center here so I can see, so you guys can see that better. So I'm going to start with the Cinnamon Cider blends, the darker of the 2. And these are still available last I checked, and I use my Cinnamon Cider a lot for different animals. So I'm going to just go in around the animal's head there quick. And I love how fast this guy colors in. I thought it would take a little bit more time, or thought, you know, as far as what to color in where, but with those spots kind of already being stitched in and in black, it's like, okay, this comes together really fast. So I'm just going to basically color in those legs solid because they're pretty spindly, and then just kind of color in half of the end of the tail there. So that's all done with the darker, and then with the lighter of the Cinnamon Cider. Hi Rosina, thanks for joining in. So the lighter Cinnamon Cider, I just take and go right up to the darker and kind of pull away and blend those colors and fill in the middle. I almost want to color in that, but it's just the way the dog's sitting that makes me feel like I should. And then I'm going to finish that tail like so. So that comes together super quick. And like I said, I'm just going to leave all that kind of sketched dots and stripes or whatever that the artist put on the dog. Hi there, Julie. Hi, Amy. Hi, Arlene. All right, so the cinnamon cider's all done. Then I'm going to switch to the real red. Just today, somebody asked, what color do you use if you want a true red? And that's a very easy question. You know, sometimes like blues, it can be like, well, what's true blue, or, you know, what kind of effect? But real red that I'm using right now, this is a darker, and then I'll switch to the lighter. That is what I call like a primary red. It's the truest red that we have, and I love that it really is a true red. So just by doing that, doesn't that make that cone almost look like 3D with just those couple colors of red going on there? And then the last one that I always pull out for my surprise effect one is my light smoky slate. And I'm just going to kind of scribble under the dog and into that tail area, and then kind of go out a little bit. And now that grounds the dog, so it looks like the dog is sitting on ground, so it doesn't look like the dog's just floating. And just adding that light smoky slate, which I do often with things that I color in, adds a lot. It'll make everything look super, just like a super another layer of some depth and such to your project. So popping my camera back up so it's easier for you to see the assembly. So now, like I said, I'm just going to take this background paper, and it's just kind of funny to think like this is the backside of those bright plants and stuff from Bloom Where You Are Planted. So I'll put that. This is cut 4 by 5 1/4, and I'll put that on my card base. The card base front is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but doubled because it opens that way. And then I'm going to take one of these pieces here and just kind of tack that down onto and center it onto the cinnamon cider die cut that I already did. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals and pop the dog up a little bit, and then it just kind of ties together the cone around the dog's neck to just that little extra piece that I have added here. Could almost look like a band-aid, I guess, if it's kind of a get well card. Never even thought about that till now. Kind of want to get this centered a little bit better. There we go. So it kind of pops up off the red layer. Whoops. I don't know. I feel like it still looks a little crooked. Sometimes, well, if I show it from the back, sometimes that's how I know. It's like it curves that perfectly. So maybe I stamped my dog crooked. I don't know. Or maybe it's, I don't know. I'm just going to move it a little bit if I can here. We'll see. I think it just, there we go. Now it doesn't look so crooked. Okay, that was going to bug me. I don't know if you think that looks better. Hi, Angie. Thanks for joining in. So this is ready to go on my card. And this next piece of red, which is identical to the one right under the dog, I'm going to put my adhesive on there. I'm just going to kind of lay it here on my card, center it, and then I'm going to also get that going on there so I can kind of see, maybe put it down just a little bit more so it's closer to the dog, so that I have enough room, because I'm going to put ribbon on there too. And then when I feel like these two things are paired up, then I'm just gonna press it down to get the adhesive to stick. And now on the bright side, you don't need a cone. That should be popped up, I think, too. So I'm just going to take 3 of my dimensionals here and just lay those across that sentiment, and then I can center that on top of this fun die. So like I said, I love how these dies all work together, the Tasteful Labels dies. It really adds a lot. And Brenda, yes, it is windy up here. Like I haven't even gone out to get my mail. That's how wimpy I am now that it's April and it shouldn't feel like this. And so yes, it's terrible cold with the wind. So what I'm going to accessorize this with next is the Playful Pets Trim Combo Pack, and I love this. It came out and went with the cute dogs and cats stamp set and dies, which I know the stamp set's already sold out, but I love this. It's a little bit thicker than Baker's Twine, the black and white part of it. It's a 2-pack combo, and then this red and white ribbon, I love that it is 1/8 inch, just kind of a narrow little strip of ribbon here. I want to make sure it didn't curl there. And 1/8 ribbon. I think 1/4 inch is my favorite, but the 1/8 is always just kind of fun because it adds a little bit. And I think too, because the lines in this designer series paper going across are really thin, then this 1/8 ribbon is a really good complement to that too. So it kind of keeps the theme of the skinny lines going too, and doesn't take away from checking out the cute dog. All right, just need to pick that up and give it a good tight yank there, and then get out my ribbon cutting scissors and just trim that a little bit and that a little bit. And now we have that added on there too. I think if you sent this to a guy, it wouldn't be like a terrible thing to have red ribbon on that. I always kind of think like, okay, if you give somebody a card, like can it be useful and usable for anybody? And I think that helps. And I am also going to add just a few gems here, the red rhinestone basic jewels. And if you heard me last week, these are carrying over, which is great news because I use them all year round for like Christmas and Valentine's, and even in April when it feels like it should be Christmas because it's so cold out. So I'm just gonna kind of add these here and there, trying to keep within the odd number so that it's appealing to the eye. So I think kind of just having them interspersed throughout, total of 5 will do that. So that's it for the front side of the card. And then for the inside, I'm just going to follow through with the theme of the Get Well, and going to ink up the Feel Better Soon from the Bunches of Fun stamp set, and ink that up towards the top and the middle. And then I'm going to follow through with just inking up the cute dog here just in black, and I'm not going to color the dog in. And I just think the dog's eyes just look kind of sad, but obviously isn't feeling great. And I'll just turn that over and add a little bit of adhesive to that so that can go on the inside of the card here, like so. And then it is finished. So really a pretty quick and easy card. Like I said, I love how these dies all came together from the Tasteful Labels dies, which is retiring. The Bunches of Fun stamp set is retiring. The ribbon's retiring. The paper's retiring. So it's just kind of interesting how things can go together, even though like none of these products really were marketed to go together, but I really am pleased with how it turned out with a pop of color with the red and cinnamon cider together. So nice little Get Well card there. So this is card number 2. Hi Pam, thanks so much. So sweet with your words always. So this is card number 2 out of the set of 10 for April. And how you can get my cards this month is just let me know. Say, hey, Belle. Oops, hold on one second. That light's so bright, it was glaring on my eyes. Still kind of is. Oh, well. So how you can get my cards this month is place a minimum $75 order using the special host code, and that was posted with yesterday's card, Still Shot, and I will take a picture and load all the supplies used to make today's card as well, and then that will have the host code for April cards too. Thanks, Angie. Hi, Ginger. And if you just want the set of 10 cards as you go through the month and kind of can decide if you like them or not, or if that's something usable for you, just let me know. And then the set of 10 is $25, which includes the shipping to you as well. But if you have any questions about the retiring products, which are going super fast, especially the stamp sets this time around for some reason, just contact me and see if there's something with a glitch or if it's truly sold out too. So that's what I'm here for, is to help you out. Tomorrow I won't be doing a live video for you. I just have a booked day with little things, and I will be back Friday with card number 3. See you then. Bye-bye.